place out by Ballyfermot.
Chapel Lizoid.
Chapel Lizoid.
That's she lived in Chapel Lizoid.
Yeah.
And then what's this town here, so?
That's where she was imprisoned.
Ah, right. This is
The
where.
theory.
Okay, great.
The
Okay,
theory.
that's the
Yeah.
theory. Yeah. Okay.
What's that?
Imprisoned as a punishment for falling in love
Fall in
with the
love
wrong man.
with the wrong man. If you believe in
Well,
fables and fairy tales.
the thing was her handmaiden gave a potion to Tristan, and it made him fall in love with her. He could not do, but he fell in love with her.
Happens to the best of us.
Obviously, and they whisked her away. But loyally, he brought her to Mark and handed her over in Cornwall, and hence this connection between Cornwall.
I don't know
and
the
here.
whole. What I'm.
James Joyce gives
What
it
I'm
to you.
basically pointing it out to you is that again, is an example of what you possibly have in somebody's relative example of old Dublin.
This is 300 AD now.
Well,
Old Dublin was only 800.
stories were written years and years after. I mean, if you, our own stories, for example. I mean, the Tom McCready
Yeah.
is roughly 5,000 years old, older than Homer. Oh yeah.
No.
Look it up.
The books say 8,000.
The Tom McCoonan is at the time of Christ, 000 AD, 2,000 years ago.
Well, we'll have to disagree with that. Anyhow, we're not doing it here. Anyhow, I mean, so what we have is we have a sort of a ancient historic settlement. So what we know is that this side of the river, the Vikings were settled, and right up until the sort of the Norman sort of conquest, and the walls were built. But the walls would have come right up, and unfortunately, our city council sort of built a large structure over one of the main sort of Viking
Sam Stevenson.
settlements here, and a lot of stuff sort of made them lost. But where I'm going with this is that sometime around the 1300s, there were ships that arrived here, and so documents were transported from those ships in through tunnels here right into the city, and they were kept there. My conjecture is: have you come? Do people know what the Holy Grail sort of means in French? And this is, but I mean, I do apologise to strong sort of Christians at this stage. The Holy Grail is from the French word Sangreal, which means the royal blood or regent blood. And some people would argue that the Holy Grail was not actually a goblet. It was, in fact, a series of documents which would have caused irreparable sort of confusion and heresy at the time of sort of post-Constantine and that sort of stuff, because it talked about sort of Mary Magdalene. And again, this is only hypothesis. There's some evidence of it, and I'll explain later on. But people would say that the Holy Grail were in fact an order called the Order of Zion, and the Order of Zion protected the birth or the royal lineage of Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ. In other words, Jesus Christ would have married Mary Magdalene, and they would have had ancestors which lived right in rural France. Now, I don't know how far you can stretch that view. I don't know how far you can push that view, but that is one of the sort of conjectures that's around, and that these sort of manuscripts, and there are proof of these manuscripts. There's over 145 versions of the Bible that are still sort of locked away in the Vatican, but we don't know.
Versions or
Forget about the
books?
sword up in the castle, but think of the spear, and think of the lance,
Yeah.
and think of Lancelot,
Yeah.
and think of King Arthur,
Yeah.
and the Holy Grail.
Yeah. You know,
And that's 500 AD. This is 300 AD.
Sorry. What yourself, sir?
And a storyline that goes back 300 AD.